I always get very nervous at the start of week 2. In some ways it feels like the beginning of rehearsals all over again on week 2. So that's, I always feel, the first day of week 1 is like the beginning of rehearsals, and the first day of week 2 is also the beginning of rehearsals.
It's always very exciting to be getting onto the floor. But of course, you know, baby steps, and you're moving, you know, basically from the head into your body. We spent a week around the table, which was fantastic, with Emma, discussing it, but there's always that strange couple of days when you have to start to get your stage legs a little bit. But it's been really good. And actually, one of the interesting things that we did this week is we worked on some dance for it. So maybe a little dance piece in it. But that was actually brilliant to do, because the music of the time and how people dance in that time is so informative, you know, because, you know, each time has very particular dance, and the minute you find where that centre is, it really informs where they are. So we were doing that through the week, so that was good. That kind of broke the ice in some ways.
Week 2 is always, I find, it's the week that everything that has been going on in your head visually, it's when you're seeing the reality of that. And it's a fantastic week because everything is very academic in some ways around the table work, which is brilliant, about the detail of the script. And with Emma there last week, that's fantastic. So you're literally looking at the language and punctuation and rhythms and characters and things like that. But week 2 is brilliant in terms of seeing how visually we embody that, whether the ideas design-wise, in terms of the movement and shape of a piece, correlate with what is dramatically actually happening in the scenes.
Just actually did a little run of, I mean, not a little run, a stagger, a very early stagger of the first act. And that was very interesting, because that kind of, what I took from that actually, it really informed me about Maeve's energy at the beginning of the piece, and the energy that she brings into the New Yorker, the impact that she had because of her energy and her vibrancy and her joy and her irreverence and all of those things. So what they were, why they were fascinated by her, and when people met her, they were fascinated by her, because I think she had a great energy that was infectious. So that's where I am today with Maeve, and that was great today, actually. I mean, that was, you know, it's always scary when you run a section, but actually there's always something to be learned from that, even if you've fallen flat on your face, you know.
No, it's been great actually, and it's kind of looking at, I think once you put things up on your feet, you're suddenly searching for a very tangible, dramatic core to every scene that builds into the next scene. And I think the story, more than anything else, is the thing that you start searching for once you see it up on its feet as well.
Your first time on the floor is it's baby steps, and you feel so strange. You feel like you were never on a floor before, you know, and you feel, and it's all very, you're locked into your head, and you're locked into mind stuff with it, which, you know, and so you can't drop it down into the body. So of course, as the week moves on, you get more comfortable with that. And then I always think your second week on the floor always moves much faster, and it's really not. It's always exciting time. You've lost your self-consciousness. It's like, okay, it's okay if I make a mistake. It's all right. All of that kind of stuff. You've stopped watching yourself, and I love that time. So yeah, so it's going to be an exciting week. It's thus far an incredibly enjoyable journey. So we're loving it and looking forward to going into next week.